Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I recently just finished my Turquoise Dofus, and right at the end there's a tactical fight versus Furye, versus Furye, where it's one of the interesting tactical fights. I always enjoy the tactical quest fights in game, and this one wasn't a letdown at all. It was very fun. A little bit challenging, of course, but they're supposed to be like that way. And I'm just going to give you guys a quick little breakdown of how the fight goes. We're going to start off with the purpose of the fight, and then I'll give you a quick overview of the spells and then the general strategy. So the fight is set up as you guys can see on the screen, with Furye on one side, you on the other side, and it's basically a battle of chess. You have your 5 globes here on your side that you have to protect. As long as one is alive, you're okay, but if they all die, then you lose. And your goal is to survive the fight until turn 36. If you survive past turn 35, if you guys can see in the spell bar, the second to last spell from the right is a spell that has 35 turns cooldown. Once you have that spell, you can cast it on Furye and win the fight. So you have to survive until then. And what are you surviving against? Well, you're surviving against the summons that Furye is going to be throwing at you. It's going to keep summoning stuff, and you just kind of have to deal with it using your own summons. All your summons are different, and they each have their own various ability. Some of the spells are not summons, but rather different abilities. I'll tell you in a second. And you just kind of have to strategically play them out, and it's a little bit like a game of chess. Quite fun. Let's get into the spells. So the first spell on the left, the brown one there, is your main damaging one. He's going to be very, very useful because he hits everything in a line and a plus, so vertical and horizontal line. He doesn't do that much damage, like his damage isn't crazy, but you'll see later one of the spells you can use to boost them. He's your most important damager, I would say, one of. And then your second is not the most useful spell, but you might have to cast it from time to time. I'll tell you why. So it is another damager that hits in the same way that the first one does, in a plus. However, this one's damage is a lot less, hits like very low. And its particularity is that it also does -1 MP. It's undodgeable. And that's it for the second one. Now the third one is going to be basically the key to the fight. So the key to the fight is your management of the third spell. Keep in mind, every spell has a 3-turn cooldown. I'm pretty sure every spell has a 3-turn cooldown. And so this one's no different. This summon doesn't attack or anything. What this summon does, it will give you AP on future turns. So when you summon it, it's going to give you an AP for next turn. And the amount of AP you get is just based off how many of it you have summoned. You have an infinite amount of summons. You're basically only limited by 2 things, cooldown and your available AP. So you can see here I'm starting the fight with 4 AP. I'm going to summon one of these. It's called a kelp. And then once my next turn starts, I'll have 5 AP. Then if I summon 2, the turn after that, I'll have 6. If I only have 2, I'll always have 6. It's not like I'll get more AP as the turns go by. So you'll only have 4 plus how many of them you have on the field, right? If that's clear enough. So your goal is kind of to manage placing these as well as keeping the mobs at bay and killing them, right? And so that's it for the third spell. This is going to be one of the main spells for the fight. The third spell, you can see here, it's the bomb icon. Basically, it's just a summon that explodes when killed. And it's worth noting that you can summon any spell anywhere on the map except on the red line. So on the red line, if you summon them, they'll be insta-killed. And it does not make the red one explode. It just kills it. So you can put them anywhere on the map, even like right deep into enemy territory. So it's quite useful to put because they're all summoned kind of close, and then you can put it there, and then you can boost it, which we'll talk about in a second. And it's quite useful in that way. Now your fifth one, again, not a super useful summon, but it's definitely an important one. This one here is kind of a tank summon where you place it, and then it's gonna lock them, and it just has more HP than your other ones. It doesn't move or anything. None of your summons move, but it just kind of locks them and stuff, so it can help your more important summons survive. The sixth spell over there is actually a spell similar to the Osamoda spell, where you can kill the summon and get back AP for it. I think it's 4 AP, and it costs 2 AP, so you get plus 2 AP, net result. So if you have a summon that's kind of in the wrong place and you want to do something, or you have something more important that you need to summon, you can sacrifice one of your summons, get 2 AP, and then place it, if you're out of AP, let's say. And it's quite useful. Next one after that, the green one there, that spell is the boosting spell, which is very important. because all of your summons that you can place can be boosted, and it will like increase their effects. So the first one will just do more damage. The second one will also do a little bit more damage. The bomb will do more damage, and the tank one will just tank more. It'll have more HP and stuff. So it's quite a useful spell. Downside being, 2 turns after that, the mob will be killed at the start of its turn. So let's say I put a summon and I boost it. It's going to be boosted that turn, it's going to hit. Next turn it's going to hit. Then on its third turn it's going to die before playing. A good way to use it is to place it, boost it, and then at next turn you can collect it again. You'll see it's very useful because the difference between a boosted one and a non-boosted one is quite crucial. The spell after that, the one that looks like Lightning Strike, is just a strike that you can do. You can just target it on any summon at any time. It starts off fairly low damage, but it gets 3 damage every turn until it hits 30 max damage, at which point it's pretty good. And then the spell after that is the one that you're going to be using to win the fight, and the one after that is going to reset all your cooldowns. So I recommend you cast this like at the end of your turn, or if you're desperate for a cooldown, then you can do it at the start, but try and optimize it so that, let's say I can put a spell, then use it, then do both my spell, like depends how much HP you have, right? I mean AP, sorry, not HP. With that said, let's take a look at the fight and kind of see how it goes. So I've searched a fair bit to find good strategies to deal with this fight, and I found one that kind of works pretty well. So turn 1, you're just going to summon a kelp on the opposite side of wherever she summons something. Turn 2, you're going to reset your cooldowns. Turn 3, you're going to put another summon right in line with it to block it from getting to the globe. It's going to hit it, and then turn 4, you're just going to put one of your damaging guy right in the middle where I can hit them both, boost it, and it's going to one-shot them both. Next turn, you're going to recollect the one that you just placed to get back the AP. So you need that AP back, and it's going to die the next turn, so it's not that useful. You're going to put a bomber one, and you can just lightning strike whichever one. So it'll damage them both a little bit. You're going to keep putting a kelp. You'll see my AP is going to start increasing from turn to turn. And now you kind of have start freestyling. So I put another guy and I boosted him again. Always make sure to optimize those lines so it can clear as many as possible. And I really recommend on the turn after he's boosted, you always collect him again and get the AP back. So I'm just going to do the same thing basically and kind of keep them at bay. Make sure I keep upgrading my kelps as many as I can because you're going to start needing a lot of AP later in the fights. And the general strategy is just keep the mobs back. Don't let them get too close. As soon as you start losing a little bit of ground, it becomes a landslide. Then you just keep losing. So as much as you can, fight for every inch and don't give up. You can see here, for example, I get a really optimized turn where I can, with a plus, with a fully boosted guy, I can clear out all of them really well. And then next turn, I just collect them again and just make sure you're really optimizing. That's the biggest advice I can have for you. I'm going to let the rest of the fight play, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit of my strategy. I end up being really, really close to losing, but your boy made it, and we end up getting the Turquoise Dofus. So I'll let the fight play. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll catch up right at the end.
Monkey.
And with that done, you just got to go back and talk to Mariana, and after that, you got your Turquoise Dofus. Mine's right here. I'm not going to collect it yet because I'm still banking all these achievements for my achievement series. Let me show you guys where I'm at on that, just so you guys have a quick update. 10,440. Pretty good. We broke the 10k barrier, which I'm very happy about. Hopefully we'll have another episode of that soon, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day, and goodbye.